Good evening, random fans. My name's Etium. I'm joined today by Antisim. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for today's match. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We got a big game 5 between Guy Rando Retired and I Like Big Boots. This is it. The winner moves on. The loser is eliminated. Yeah, you can't get more hype than a game 5. So let's talk about settings for this match, because it's quite the interesting choice here.
Yeah, that they are. We've got an all dungeons key sanity open with inverted with vanilla swords.
Yeah, and I've been told that those settings were chosen by Kyong, and zer0rush was allowed to veto one mode, which was swordless. So Kyong wasn't able to pick that, so he chose vanilla swords, which puts them at kind of annoying locations, especially inverted.
Yeah, you can't just mirror over after Skull Woods and pick up a pedestal anymore. You gotta walk all the way to that pedestal if you want to pick it up.
Yeah, for sure. So I think there's a pretty good chance we'll be seeing only Master Sword throughout this run, unless they get a really convenient time to pick up Tempered. We also got, inverted, we're starting in the Dark World, and we're off. zer0rush starting at the Dark Chapel, and Kyong starting at Link's house, where we get a Dark Palace big key.
That's a nice find, because Pod always seems to have a lot of items in Key Sanity.
Oh yeah, zer0rush teammate reminding me in chat, it's all dungeons, so actually that pedestal's not that far out of the way sometimes.
That's true. Alright, and we have just blue rupees on the tree pole there.
Yeah, but not gonna say no to that. Kyung getting a bomb drop there.
That's pretty convenient. But in swordless, it's kind of nice because, or not swordless, but in inverted, it's nice because you can just take this Skull Woods drop down and get a free 2 bombs.
Yeah, it looks like zer0rush gonna be happy with just the 2. You could take a death warp to reset the room and continue farming bombs if you wanted.
Yeah, that's a very possible play. Kyong's going for the middle chest, though.
Alright.
Maybe you can...
Yeah, I think he'd like to have that boomerang, though. That would make this room a lot easier.
That it would. Has to be a little careful down to a single heart. Oh, and zer0rush takes a death there.
And Kyung does as well. So, not the greatest start, but that's inverted for you. So, sometimes you're just gonna take deaths in the start of the game.
And there's our second item out of Skull Woods here. So far, just a boomerang and a heart. And Kyong decided to take a death here. I thought maybe he might go get that full magic refill in the right there, but setting against it.
Yeah, I might want to save bombs up. I don't know. He is going to steal the key, though, so he can route the front part a little bit more efficiently.
Yep, and looks like zer0rush is going to take those bombs and go straight to Hype Cave. Which in inverted I've seen is a lot more hype than in regular modes.
That's for sure.
We got bombs, 20 rupees, 10 arrows, a big key to TR, and a lamp.
Okay, not the greatest type cave, but lamp's nice. TR big key is always required.
Yep, especially when it's all dungeons.
Alright, there's that boomerang for Kyong. Boomerang's one of those items you almost never think about, but sometimes it can come in handy during the early game if you have no other weapons.
It's also really nice for menuing, honestly.
Yeah, it certainly helps there a little bit too. zer0rush now checking out Stumpy, and we got boots.
That's a nice find.
Yeah, never gonna say no to boots. Doesn't open anything in logic right away, but they certainly could later on.
Yep. And it looks like zer0rush is going to go farm up some money with the arrow game here.
Yeah, you can do this as many times as you want, and you profit, I think it's 107 rupees each time, something like that.
And it can be really nice, especially early on, and you can go do the dig game because of it.
Kyong now into Hype Cave, get that lamp, and TR big. zer0rush starts on the dig game, and we got a Moon Pearl.
That's nice. That can be a little lost in the shuffle and inverted sometimes, requiring like bunny travel and whatnot, but not today.
Yep. So, I guess the next destination gonna be the Village of Outcasts. Since nothing we've got so far actually unlocks any new locations, so we gotta find something in Thieves Town or nearby. We do see that there is a small key on top of Bumper Ledge. It's a little trickier to get there in inverted. You have to have the cape and the mirror, not just the cape. zer0rush into Village of Outcasts, bumped into an enemy there, brought him down to 1 heart. Gotta be a little careful.
And Kyong also going for arrow game to farm up some money for dig game.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how many times runners decide to play it. Sometimes we'll see runners play it like 4 or 5 times in a row and just say, this is all the money I need for quite a long time.
Alright, and zer0rush finds our first Castle Tower small key. That's a nice find because that unlocks, I think, both chests that are in Aga Tower.
Yeah, Aga Tower, of course, in inverted is on the Death Mountain where Ganon's Tower previously was. And it's not in logic, though. We need a glove to get up there. And, of course, we would need a sword to actually beat Aga. Alright, so zer0rush heading into Thieves Town now.
Wait, does that mean that Aga's basically already dead, depending on the pyramid fairy crystals? Because the other swords are all in Light World.
Oh, yeah. You're right, yeah.
Well,
that is an interesting point.
It is still required for completion, but we don't have to do it for access to Light World, that means.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Interesting, yeah. Meanwhile, we did get a glove here in Thieves Town, which is nice. Gets us access to that Dark Death Mountain.
Yep. And 300 bucks in the last chest, so off to Death Mountain we go. Can't do anything else in Thieves Town without that big key.
Plus, without a weapon, you don't really want to go any further into Thieves Town anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Kyong getting his shield out of chess game. And we're off to visit the old man. So in inverted, this old man rescue works quite a bit differently, and it's quite a bit longer. So this is like kind of the coffee break of inverted, except that you have to have your hands on the controller.
Well, that, and you're normally doing this with very low hearts, and you have to go down Death Mountain with all the cabbages falling on you. So it's a little bit more treacherous as well.
See if zer0rush uses bush strats. No. Apparently, if you pick up a bush, you move slightly faster with the old man. So sometimes you'll see runners do that, but it probably doesn't really save much time. zer0rush taking the old man into the portal and now has to jump down the mountain, bring him back to the cave. We do see there's a map sitting up there on top of Spectacle Rock. We're not going to come back to that, most likely. Maps don't really help us when we have to beat all the dungeons anyway.
Yes, and that the old man has been turned in for just 20 rupees.
But we can also get what's on top of Spectacle, or inside Spectacle Rock, rather.
I think that's the last location we have, right?
We do still have Super Bunny Cave, but there's a fire rod.
Ooh, that's nice. Oh yeah, Super Bunny Cave.
So that'll open up one chest in Skull Woods. And yeah, so we got one chest in Skull Woods or Super Bunny Cave.
I think we can also bond to the hookshot chest.
Yes, that's true. And we also, there's a chest inside Agate Tower that we should be able to access. Actually, two chests.
Two chests, yeah. So Dark Death Mountain's got to be the play.
And we do see Kyong using that bush strategy. I think it does make it faster, but it's hard to tell. Alright, zer0rush.
Yeah, he's going for Super Bunny Cave. Not going to worry about Agate Tower just yet.
Yeah, so it can be a little treacherous to get past here, and zer0rush not able to do it, mistimes it or something. So the usual strategy there when you're on such little health is to try to take one of the fireballs, because they only do, I think, 2 hearts of damage. So you can survive that and then use your iframes to get past the Lionels.
Yeah, the Lionels can hurt a lot. We'll see if he decides to head into Agate Tower first this time. Nope.
No. Well, let's hope he doesn't forget about it. Alright, zer0rush. Yeah.
Oh, chat bringing up a good point. Not really a way to kill the guards just yet, unless you want to do bomb strats.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
There's
we got the fire rod.
Not enough magic.
Yeah, zer0rush doesn't have. Oh, now he has magic. So yeah, good call on that.
And also, yeah, another good point is if he decides to hover a hookshot cave, that's 4 more items. So he is down to a single heart, so really only has 1 try for it.
Oh, yeah, there's another heart inside. Sorry.
That's fine. We have Ether on TR, and yep, zer0rush isn't going to pick up that heart. Oh, nice fairy refill there.
And another fairy in a ball.
There we go.
Alright, Kyong is going to be the first one into Agate Tower. And we get just a heart piece in the first chest. zer0rush failing the hover on the first try.
It is a lot of mashing, so the more you try it, the more your fingers get tired as well. Oh, but we have the mitts in Aga Tower.
And just 10 bombs for zer0rush as he does get the hover. And Kyong can take a death warp. Alright, so he's able to get the third item with a well-placed, I believe it's a pixel-perfect bonk, and then he has to hover on over to the fourth chest, and he's not able to get that one. And he has one last try at it.
Does have that fairy though, so may opt to.
Oh yeah,
keep
that's
it.
right. Alright, so that's going to be a fairy for zer0rush. Kyong, meanwhile, took a death to the Lionels, it looked like.
And gets it for just 3 bombs.
Alright, so not a whole lot of value in Hookshot Cave, but at least he's got it cleared out.
And now also has the magic and the requisite, well, I was about to say health, but doesn't have the health anymore for Aga Tower.
Oh no, Kyong taking another death there. So let's talk about those Titans mitts. Those do give us Light World access. And they also give us access to some parts of Light World on Death Mountain, because I don't... do you need the... I don't know, you can use the portal at the bottom of Death Mountain. You can use
you can
Paradox
use
Cave.
Yep, you can lift up the rock with the mitts.
Yeah, inverted is so confusing.
And I like Kyong's play here. Gonna go, I think, pick up the smith before heading into Light World. And grab a sword right away.
Yeah, good call. So no more swordless shenanigans.
And then, since you know the other one's on Uncle, you're gonna have Master Sword pretty quickly here.
Yep, so both runners now with their Light World access.
And
Thank
Zero
you.
making the exact same play. Perfect.
Yeah. So Kyong into Paprika well. Nothing much in here. That's not too surprising. Light World, in inverted mode, Light World is usually a little less dense with items. Since you need so many of them to get to the Light World in the first place.
Yeah, but it is still a lot of item dense location. It's a very item dense location, so nobody's gonna skip it.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's a bow. And our first pod small key.
Yeah, 6 of those to find. You only really need 4 of them to full clear pod, but having 5 makes it quite a bit faster.
And something I've seen very often in Key Sanity is there's probably a pod small key in pod.
Yeah, for sure. Or Turtle Rock, small and Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
There's a bit of extra money in the chicken hut.
Kyong tried to go check the sick kid, realized doesn't have a bottle just yet.
Oh, he didn't get the bottle from... oh, he never actually made it to Hookshot Cave.
Nah, just the Lionels really got to him.
Yeah. Anyway, Kyong gets the Swamp Palace big key. That's good for unlocking one chest in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, probably would have much preferred to see a swamp small key instead.
Yep, meanwhile there is the first of our promised vanilla swords. Just $20 there on the library. Sick Kid, meanwhile, having a Ganon Tower small key. Not something super critical, but you kind of want to have at least one, but there are 4 of them to find.
Yeah, and there's also plenty of Ganon's Tower small keys in Ganon's Tower just sitting under pots and whatnot, so.
Yeah. Alright, race game, just 20 rupees. Kyong says, well, I already invested this much time. Gonna pick it up anyway. Here's the sword for zer0rush.
And K45, which we get to check from the light world, is our hammer.
Alright. So that's a big find. That's going to make, we have Pod and Eastern full clearable now. We can do pretty much everything on Death Mountain.
Yeah, a lot of this world is now open to us. And we have our second small key to Pod sitting in the dam.
Oh yeah, we can't full clear Pod without enough keys. What am I talking about? We have the items to clear Pod. We don't have the keys. But we can still clear most of it.
And it looks like our Hoarder crabs are dropping full magic. And our first small key to TR is sitting outside the dam. The soggy key out there.
Yeah, I'm sure by the time we get to Turtle Rock, it'll be dry.
Hopefully.
Alright, Kyong into Mini Moldarm Cave now. 5 checks in here. Ooh, a nice full magic drop. And nice bonk over the pit there.
And we get our first map that we have, TR. A small key to Hyrule Castle. A heart, 50 rupees, and 3 bombs.
Nothing too exciting in there. That Hyrule Castle small key will make routing the castle a little bit nicer.
And we did see a big key on the desert ledge there, so we will need the book to get that. If we didn't already need the book to clear desert.
Yeah, because of inverted, you can't mirror into desert, so that book 100% required. We see half magic there at Agahnim and a big key to Tower of Hera in Ice Palace.
Yeah, that big key has become closer to the big key of like swamp for a lot of runners, I feel like these days, because you can just hair a pot past it if you have the hook shot.
Yeah, for sure, but having it is always nice. We found another pod key in Checkerboard Cave there. Checkerboard Cave, of course, accessible just by running right up to it.
Now, this seed really is hinting Pod. 3 small keys already, hammer, bow, big key.
Yeah, runners don't necessarily want to go straight there. They want to do a bit more overworld checks, hopefully find a 4th or even 5th pod small before they head into pod.
Yeah, because if you've got 4, even if it's some awkward routing, you can clear out the entire thing. With 3, there's still some kind of annoying keys to... You're going to have to orphan some checks.
Yeah, Yeah, Pod is definitely one of the more complicated dungeons to deal with in Key Sanity.
And in Waterfall Fair, we have a compass, a GT, and a piece of heart.
Alright, well, we can do Zora. We can actually get Zora's Ledge. We have the bow, and we got some bombs. But there's just arrows up there, so we're not going to bother.
Yep. And on Zora today, are we going to get scammed, or are we going to get something useful? Just a scam. 20 rupees.
Alright, Kyong's out of there. So now it's kind of a decision time. Do you dive into Pod, or do you continue doing overall checks? Kyong could also do Hyrule Castle. Now that he has that small key, it makes it nice and easy to route the whole thing in.
Yep. So the shovel is one of the checks that becomes a little bit more annoying and inverted because you can't do it with the smith chain and yada yada.
Yeah. And today it is a small key to Ganon's Tower. So there's another one of those. And Kyong oh no, I thought he was gonna, so he could have gone into the bomb shop to learn what the red crystals are. But that's not really such a important check in all dungeons anyway.
Yep, that's true. Even less inverted because you need to have the mirror in order to be able to unlock that 5-6 the pyramid fairy anyways.
Yeah. So there is Kyung's second vanilla sword. And he is going to head into the castle after doing the uncle stuff. zer0rush, meanwhile, just kind of following in Kyung's footsteps for now. A little bit behind, but nothing that can't be overcome later.
Yeah, the only advantage comes from not checking Hookshot Cave and that area just yet. And we get Quake, which may be useless, we don't know, because we know Ether is for TR, but I have not seen the Mire medallion just yet.
zer0rush, yeah, also gonna do the shovel check, and then we'll see if he heads into the castle next as well.
Yeah, knowing that the sword is there, I think is going to really attract him over there.
And yeah, you want to use sword spins against the ball and chain guard when you got Master Sword. It only takes 2 spins to kill him, but it's still 8 slashes. I don't know why that is, but it is. And we find out Swamp and Eastern are the 2 red crystals. zer0rush deciding it is worth his time to get that information.
Yeah, it doesn't really change much because you need the mirror for Pyramid Fairy, and now you need it for one of the 5-6 crystals, so.
Yeah. Alright, Kyong coming up to Dark Cross here. And what he probably will do is run all the way through and do the entire escape and come out into Sanctuary, and then you can do Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, and stuff around there.
Yep. And with this being inverted, we can also check Graveyard Ledge right there.
Why didn't zer0rush do Uncle before coming in here?
I'm not sure.
He could have had a Master Sword for this. Alright, Bag of Escape. I think that was just a Castle Tower small key. I didn't see, or not Castle Tower, Ganon's Tower.
Ganon's Tower, yes, it was like Ganon's Tower small.
Yeah, I didn't see if there was anything else good in there.
zer0rush. Yeah.
Sorry. I was gonna say zer0rush. Being very careful, taking the perfect amount of damage to Death Warp as quickly as possible.
Alright, chat informed me us it wasn't Misery Mire Small, that was the other key in there.
Alright, here's Graveyard Ledge. That's just a map for Hera.
Yeah, that is one of the dungeons we have a big key to, so that could be some information that we actually want.
And now for King's Tomb, we got Blue Mail. Not bad. We don't exactly have tons of health, so I'm not gonna say no to that.
Absolutely.
So 30 minutes in, and the runners have basically both taken the same routes, just one's slightly faster than the other. I guess the only real difference again was zer0rush having been able to check Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny.
Yeah, that's about it. Of course, the seed has been pretty linear though with how it's led them around a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Lumberjack Ledge, just a red rupee up there.
Yeah, so we won't be killing Aga until after we're done with Ganon's Tower, most likely. Mushroom Spot, just 20 rupees, not gonna pick that up.
Oh, we did also have a Mire small key in Bag of Escape, and there's a Desert small key in the Lost Woods drop down.
That's a nice find, at least.
Yeah, for sure. The Desert small key is logically required to beat the dungeon, although you can kind of beat the dungeon without it.
Also, chat bringing up another good point that zer0rush has been to the desert area while zer0rush has not just yet. I mean, yes, zer0rush has been, Kyong has not yet.
Kyong getting his GT small there from Sick Kid. So that's most of the Light World overworld cleared.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we got the mountain next. Yeah, that's a reasonable choice.
And with that Hera big key, you can go and finish that off, so makes sense.
Oh yeah, we can get to Hera. Took me a second to to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll have to go the long way. We'll have to go all the way over to that portal and then come back around.
Kyong running. Okay, gonna do Super Bunny Cave first. I guess hoping for the hook shot in here.
And does
There's-
get that bombos and 10 arrows.
Hey, Kyong in the hookshot cave. Where's zer0rush going next?
So Kyong's not gonna hover hookshot cave here, so we'll save a little bit of time on that because we know there's nothing in there.
Yeah, although he may end up coming back for it later.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so Kyong on to the Light World Death Mountain. We got Paradox Cave Floating Island, which we can just cross the bridge. And that's a map.
Yeah, a map to Ice Palace is nice. Even though it's all dungeons, I'd be looking for maps just so I could find out what my 3 pendants are so I can go get my 3rd sword before.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you can have your pendants done before you do Skullwoods, you can just kind of rope that in with the back of Skullwoods.
Yeah, you'd have to walk over in the light world and then maybe mirror over if you have that, which would be nice.
Alright, so in the Paradox Cave.
Compass and 3 bombs. Time to go upstairs. Or downstairs, whichever way you see it.
Alright, we got bombs. We got a small key from Mire. That's not really exciting. Another small key for Swamp Pals. That one's exciting. And another pod key. Alright, we got 4 pod keys now. Well, Kyong doesn't have all of them. I think he might be missing the one at Agahnim or somewhere like that.
Yeah, I think it's either in Checkerboard Cave or Akina. Misses the palm jump, but well, go back for it.
Oh, Agahnim was half mid. Okay.
You're right, yep. Thank you, Math Girl, for being our lovely tracker tonight, keeping us on track.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. Both players are remembering to check Mimic Cave, which is basically just another overworld check in inverted. You don't have to go through Turtle Rock for this.
But it's just a compass today.
So zer0rush will have everything he needs to full clear pod. Kyong gonna be 1 key short, so I don't remember where that key was missed.
And I'm pretty sure it was Checkerboard Cave.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was in the desert area somewhere.
Alright, Kyong's gonna head over to the Hera area.
Yeah, so 6 items in Hera, we can get 5 of them. I still need a small key to access Hera Basement.
Oh, that is the most useful map of the entire game, right? Map of Ganon's Towers.
Yeah, there's 2 maps that do nothing for you. Those being the Ganon's Tower and Hyrule Castle maps. So not much in the basement here. or the first floor rather. And of course, without the hook shot, we are not able to do that Harapod glitch, so just climbing the tower the good old-fashioned way.
There's a piece of heart. And another one.
It's a nice full refill there for Kyong. Both players getting refills in here.
And he's going to set up for a hammer troll dorm.
Yeah, hammer is one of the best weapons for Moldorm, but even then it can still be slightly tricky. In fact, Kyong's just going to go for Master Sword spins and gets him done pretty nicely. zer0rush right on his heels. Misses one spin there, but still pretty nice fight.
And both runners got their first crystal at roughly 39 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, so tough choice where to go next, but I'm thinking pod has to be on your mind here.
Yep, and that looks like that's exactly where Kyong is heading.
Yeah, so Kyong, unless he finds a fourth pod key in pod, not going to be able to full clear.
And if there's nothing in pod, that might actually save Kyong a bit of time over zer0rush, because zer0rush, with 4 keys, will have to route the dungeon a little weirdly to make sure not to skip anything. Chat bringing up a good point. He could save Scum the key. He did save and quit after Hera, so...
You could do that. It's kind of one of those plays that it doesn't pay off very often, and it takes a long time to do, so it's kind of, you could do it, but I could also understand not doing it.
Well, it looks like zer0rush is actually going to head over to Skull Woods. Yeah, it's a boss you can beat, so why not? Yeah. Half Magic Fire Rod probably won't have any issues with the fight.
zer0rush may be hoping for that 5th pod small key before he goes to pod. It looks like Kyong is just going to open the front door. And I think this makes sense. He's going to orphan 2 checks. But it'll be a lot faster to clear most of the dungeon.
May opt to not finish the dungeon as well. May say this is probably going to be a double dip. There are a lot of those in Key Sanity, so...
Yeah, I imagine he'll probably kill the boss, but you never know. Okay, zer0rush heading into Skull Woods and gonna go straight to Mothula. Kyong on right side pod here.
So Kyong's not going to go straight for the boss just yet.
Yeah, he wants to clear out the back of the dungeon first. And zer0rush with the Master Sword on Mothula. He's got half magic, so doesn't even need to use a single. It doesn't even need to use it, yeah. Very nice fight from zer0rush.
zer0rush gets their second crystal at 43 minutes and 23 seconds. Ooh, we got hookshot in pod.
Yeah, we also had a flute there, so pretty stacked rupee room. So the hook shot is certainly going to be required for Swamp, and it's helpful on Death Mountain and a few other places.
Useful in Ice Palace as well, if you
Yeah.
don't have the cane before going in.
The flute, not so exciting. It's kind of a lot more awkward to use than inverted. We got a Mire small key there and the pre-Moldorm or pre-Mothula chest.
It is nice to get to the Mire area a little bit quicker, but if you find the mirror, you can just walk over there and mirror from desert as well. So
Yeah, Kyong, having done a nice hammer jump to get into the dark maze, finds the flippers, and now sets up the death warp.
Pod was definitely the play to make.
Yeah, so there. Forgot he had a fairy. Don't think he's super excited about that. zer0rush checking the pyramid ledge. I didn't see what was there, but he's not going back for it.
I think it was a shield.
Alright, zer0rush now into pod. So we'll see how he routes it. If he does it, he could full clear this, and he'd have to walk around the right side, I think 3 times, in order to actually full clear the dungeon. But so it's a bit slow, but it can be done.
Or may decide to do something similar to what Kyong did and just orphan one of the checks, like the big key chest or harmless hallway.
Yeah, definitely a kind of a difficult decision one way or the other. Personally, I'd lean towards full clearing here, but who knows?
Same. It is a little bit more annoying because you don't have the mirror, so you're gonna have to keep taking death warps.
Yeah, that's one of the things that would be really nice to have for pod, but oh well. Yeah, I'm getting through the turtle room now. And on to Helmasaur. So 17 smacks to get the mask off, and either 4 hammer hits or 8 arrows or 8 Master Swords hits will take him down for good.
Yeah, it looks like setting up for some hammer hits.
Ooh,
Nice to be careful. Down to 2 hearts.
Yeah.
Down to 1 now.
Heart.
Has just a green potion.
He's got to use some pause buffering here, yeah.
I'm gonna switch over to bow.
Gets it done. Yeah, get some arrows in there. Well, that was not the cleanest Helma fight ever, but gets it done. And gets dungeon number 2. And that's a crystal.
And we did see what one of the checks that Kyong skipped was, and it's just a red boomerang in the big key chest.
Alright, so Kyong noping out.
Probably gonna head over to Skull Woods and clear out Moth now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So, with just getting the flippers out of pod, Ice Palace is a play. We don't have any keys for it, and we don't have the Cane of Samaria, so it's not the most appealing play. But it might be what we have to do.
Yeah, it's a likely option.
Although that flute actually gives us access to the Mire area too. So there's a couple overworld checks to be done there, and we do have several Mire small keys.
Oh, that's not good for Kyong.
Oh man, that's huge. That's a book.
That book is very required.
Yeah, so that's definitely an advantage for zer0rush. If you're on Kyong's side, you have to hope that he finds the Mire before he goes to Eastern, because that'll let him Mire back to Pod to get those checks. If he doesn't find a nice way to route that in, he will probably lose a bunch of time later on, but we'll see. It's still early in the race.
Yeah, that it is. And zer0rush going back for that big chest, forgetting about it for the first time round. As Kyong takes care of Mothula and picks up their third crystal.
And there's the flippers for zer0rush.
Alright, so Kyong, where are you gonna head now? Maybe up to Catfish from here? No. Light World to activate the flute, probably.
Yeah. It would make sense. No, he's not going to do that. Oh, he's going to bring purple chest with him and do hammer pegs, I guess, as well.
That makes sense. You can loop in the most checks this way, so. And there is a small key to TR.
Okay, well, we're pretty good on TR keys then. You actually, depending on if you get the Mire or not, you may only need one small key to beat Turtle Rock.
Yeah, you can just mirror in front of a laser bridge, and if you're in go mode, and just take care of the boss.
Yeah, Turtle Rock is one of those dungeons that changes quite a bit in Inverted. There's a lot of funny things going on with the Mire, but we'll talk about that if it comes up. So Kyong doing this long walk with the purple chest. You can't flute in the light world. The flute only works in the dark world for Inverted. So Kyong's going to have to walk quite a ways to go turn that purple chest in. Or I may just save and quit and go from the portal.
Yeah, it's gonna save and quit. zer0rush takes care of Helmasaur and picks up that. Is he gonna flute away, Kyong?
Oh, I see. He's going to use this portal.
Oh yeah, that's actually convenient because you can route in the desert checks with that.
Yeah. That's a portal that doesn't come up too often because, first of all, there's not much near it, but second of all, how often do you get both the flute and the Titans and inverted? It doesn't seem to happen all that often. Ooh, and it is a Turtle Rock small key. So that gives Kyong 3 of those. Not really necessary unless we don't find the mirror. If the mirror's in Turtle Rock, then we do need a bunch of Turtle Rock keys.
And we'll also need ether then.
That's true as
and
well.
Kyong's gonna...
And Kane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. Well, we're gonna need Kane anyways. And Kyong picks up that 4th pod key.
Yeah, so the unfortunate thing is he has already opened the front door to pod, so he needs to find 5 pod keys to make it full clearable now.
Yep, that is true.
Alright, Kyong picks up that half magic from Magina and save him quits.
Alright, where are you going, Kyong?
Mire Shed. Okay.
Ah, yes.
And we'll check the Mire Medallion as well. It is Quake, so we can go inside there.
Mr. Mire without Kane. No, thank you. Please. Yes. No.
No, we can go in. We can only get 6 out of the 8 items because we are missing a big key. Looks like Kyong is going to open it up, though.
Alright. And so is zer0rush, it looks like.
Yeah,
they have gotten plenty of small keys.
Yeah, exactly. So that tends to point to parts of Mire, especially that left side, which requires I forget the exact key logic for that, but it requires at least 2 small keys by logic.
And the last play where the seed was saying pod worked out, so maybe the seed's telling us Mire this time.
zer0rush with a slightly nicer Mire too there.
Yeah, Kyong's opting to head straight for the left side, while zer0rush is going for more of a standard rando clear.
Yeah, I like Kyong's running better for key sanity. And there's...
Oh, well, okay.
Now where's that big key?
The big key is probably in TR, so you probably need that Kane to go get the big key of Misery Mire.
I was gonna say the well, then we still need the ether though, or the mirror.
So put ether in Pyramid Fairy.
We still need the mirror for Swamp and the Eastern Big Key.
Alright, put Eastern Big Key, or the mirror, there we go.
Yeah, let's just put the mirror in Mire, okay. So left side Mire, no wonder we got all the keys for it. It's got 2 very important items.
That it does, it's stacked today. So that flute was absolutely required to get over here since Mire was in Mire.
Yeah, I believe you are correct. And there's another pod key, so that's good for Kyong. That'll make his trip back to pod a little nicer, and having that mirror before going to Eastern.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit more enticing now. Realizing he doesn't have that big key just yet, so cannot check the big chest.
And what's in the map chest? It is a big key to desert. Okay.
That's very convenient for zer0rush. He's already here.
Yeah, but he can't. He doesn't have the portals, so he'd have to. I guess he can
Oh, yes.
float over and do it from that way. But he doesn't have the Desert Palace big key. Do you remember where that was? Or, oh my god.
I don't. Yeah, I'm blanking on it right now.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, yeah, right here in Mire.
I remembered that like as soon as I said it. I was like, okay, there's too many things happening at once.
That's what brought the whole conversation on, anyways, right?
It's getting late here. All right. Yeah, zer0rush doing as expected. Can go full clear desert.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kyong decided to go do Swamp Palace here.
We're getting a Bumble's tablet check from zer0rush. Nothing there.
But is going straight to desert now.
Oh, and we'll find out what that big key is there on. That'd be funny if that was for Mire.
Wouldn't it? You just have to mirror right back over and go do it.
Alright, so as you predicted, Kyong looks to be heading into Swamp. zer0rush, going from the middle first. When I'm doing desert and inverted, I like to do the right side first. Or did he already do that? No, he didn't.
No, he's gonna head over there now.
Yeah. So zer0rush seems to be like a little less familiar with key sanity routing. Because I think it's definitely faster to come over to the right side first since there's a little shortcut there.
Yep. But so far, nothing really in desert yet. And we find our second shield in, and I think our last shield here in Swamp.
Nothing on the right side desert. So we still got the torch, the big chest, and the boss. Oh yeah, chat pointing out if that desert ledge big key is for Eastern Palace, that's kind of bad for Kyong because he's kind of hoping for that Eastern Palace big key to push him back to Eastern and Pod.
Yeah, that is true. And we get a small key to Ice, which is kind of nice for routing, but with that cane, it's kind of useless.
Yeah, it'll save a little bit of time in Ice. We don't have to pick up one of the keys. But yeah, with the cane, with that icebreaker glitch, they're not as useful as they used to be.
And Kyong is setting up for Swamp's Diver Down here.
Meanwhile, it's just the Ice Palace big key on the desert ledge, but that is a nice find for zer0rush because it means he can easily now full clear Ice Palace. And wouldn't surprise me if we went there straight after desert.
And it looks like Kyong's actually opting for bomb strats on Dive Down instead of cane. And gets it. And did set up that bomb earlier, so does have that nice little switch flip over pretty conveniently.
Yeah, that's become kind of the new meta thing to do. Just set the bomb there and wait for the screen transition for it to explode.
As zer0rush is heading into Lamolas.
Yeah, he's got a fire rod and a bunch of magic. This should be a pretty easy fight.
And a nice game knowledge by Kyong. Know that there's hearts over there. I had no idea those were even over there.
Yeah, just little bits of obscure knowledge that can really occasionally help you. Nothing on left side swamp, and we find desert is the green pendant.
Alright, so where do you head next if you're zer0rush? Ice Palace? Nah, Smith Chain.
Ice or swamp? I mean, you can full clear both of them now. So either ice or swamp would be perfectly fine. Looks like zer0rush wants to get a couple overworld checks out of the way first, though.
And we find the big key of Thieves Town.
Okay.
Sitting in swamp, big chest. So that big key was very important this time.
Absolutely. Now we're still missing that Thieves Town small key, so we can't actually full clear it, but you know, we're getting somewhat close to go mode here. We still got a ways to go, but the number of items we need is definitely getting smaller.
That it is.
We are still looking for the ice rod. We don't need that ether medallion anymore because we have the Mire to get into Turtle Rock. We do need the Eastern Palace big key, Mire big key, GT big key, and the last Castle Tower small key.
And the Thieves Town small. Well, if there's something important in the big chest.
Yeah. Alright, Kyong, on to Argus now. Kyong doing a pretty good job with the Master Sword on Argus there. And there's a small key. That's for Skull Woods. Not really useful at all. Both players already full cleared it.
Yeah, and even if they hadn't, Skullwood smalls aren't really all that amazing, seeing as there's plenty of keys in the dungeon itself.
Yeah. Okay, Kyong done with Swamp. He's heading back to the mountain here.
Turtle Rock, maybe?
Could be. He's also got 3 checks left in Hookshot Cave to do, so I imagine he'll do those first. But yeah, we can pop right down into Laser Bridge and the big key chest area, all kinds of stuff.
Now the only thing we can't clear in Turtle Rock is Helma himself, or Trinex himself.
Yeah. Alright, zer0rush about to get his Thieves Town big key. Well, gonna check this chest first. Oh, there was the bug net there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, if this were hammerless, that'd be very nice. Or, not hammerless. If this was swordless, it would be nice. But it's not. Yeah, for game 3 of this match, Kyong picked swordless. And they never... Oh! Well, Ice Rod and Turtle Rock.
Okay, we
there
can
we go.
Clear. So, Kyong choosing to start with the big chest and gets the item he really wants right away. And this could be bad for zer0rush if he doesn't make his way to Turtle Rock anytime soon, because he might be stuck on an ice road hunt later.
I think that's a gamble you make, though. Ice Rod in Turtle Rock, that happens often enough, right?
It does happen pretty often.
But yeah, now all of a sudden we can go ahead and complete TR.
Yeah, so Kyong probably can do Laser Bridge, fight the boss, and that'll warp him right to the front of Turtle Rock. First, let's take a look at Laser Bridge. We got our last pod small. That's not important. Compass, some bombs. And a cape.
So
Okay.
we can grab that small key that's sitting on Bumper Ledge now.
Yeah, and that could very well be the Castle Tower small key, so...
Absolutely.
Alright, so Kyong coming up on the Trinex. With Master Sword, this is not the easiest fight, but he's got half magic, so shouldn't be any issues here.
Yeah, he's gonna do hammer strats.
Yeah.
Don't see hammer strats on Trinex very often, or backdoor hammer strats on Trinex very often, but Kyong is very good at them.
Yeah, he's doing a great job here. Well, he got bumped a couple times. Okay, he's on half a heart now, so he's fine though. I'm sure he can finish this off.
And gets him down.
And it's a big key for Skullwoods. Oof. Not the one you want. Although it's at least a little easier to get there in inverted. You can just float right to 3 and just run right up. So it's not that bad a check.
And zer0rush is doing some dash strats with Master Sword Argus. Doing it really well, if I might add. And now switching to more convenient spin strats, though.
And there's another Ice Pal small key, so that's not really useful. And zer0rush finishes off Argus. And we are tied up at 5 dungeons apiece. And where's zer0rush go next? Looks like Ice Palace. Makes a lot of sense. I'm finding another Skullwood small key. So we got 2 checks left in Turtle Rock here. Meanwhile, we got 8 checks coming up in Ice Palace, and also that new Icebreaker glitch. I imagine both runners will be doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. It just saves a lot of time.
And just single rupee at Chain Chomps. So I think he has the vanilla big key chest left, and that's, yeah, I guess it's faster to get there by mirroring. Alright, so zer0rush running up to flip the switch. That'll let him get to the boss a little quicker. And now he's going to run over and perform this icebreaker glitch that if you have the can and you know the few precise movements to do, you can just walk right over the wall.
It's a very neat clip that was found about a couple months ago now.
Yeah, something like that. 2 or 3 months, I think.
Just a bit of money so far, though, on this right side. And a big key to Eastern Palace.
Alright. So that may be good for Kyong if he does Ice Palace soon. I'm not sure where Kyong's going now. Possibly Spike Cave?
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. We did get that cape in very recently, so into you.
Alright, so what do we got in Spike Cave? Just 3 bombs. So we're setting up a bomb jump so we can check the Freezor chest. And Kyong, where are you headed? Not Ice Palace.
To Eastern Pod, maybe?
Okay, so this is good, I guess, for Kyong, since he will get that book he needs, but it's also bad because
it's a double dip.
It's a double dip, yeah.
A VP and Pod. So.
And we also have Sahasrul's Closet, which I don't think we've seen yet.
No, we haven't. And Kyong gets the information that Desert is the green pendant. And gets a piece of heart, a small key to TR, useless now, and a small key to see Castle Tower.
Alright, well, that's that puzzle solved. zer0rush, meanwhile, pretty nice fight on Cold Stair, gets a Can's Tower key and a pendant.
Yep. Made pretty quick work with that fire rod.
And zer0rush immediately heading over to the eastern pod area. It's already full cleared pod, so this is just eastern and Sahasrul's Closet.
And we'll get to have that extra track of the green pendant. Which is just a heart.
And there's that second CT key for zer0rush. Looking for. We need Mire big and GT big. I think
that's it.
Alright, so both those items can be in GT. So zer0rush might do well just to rest dungeons here. What's he do? Oh, he fell off the ledge by accident. Had to go around.
And Kyong gets that all-important book.
And he is going to go into Eastern. There is a bottle. Not really very exciting at this point.
Yeah, if it was filled with blue potion, I'd be much happier, but it's just a blank, empty bottle.
Second chest of Eastern, just a heart piece. And third chest of Eastern, another heart piece.
So just a lot of love so far.
What's in the big chest? Another heart piece, of course.
What do you know?
We are going to see the Eastern Palace big key chest here. And in the Eastern Palace big key chest. Nothing. Alright, so just on to the boss now. zer0rush will have, I assume, probably going to do Thieves Town after this. And then he may have Pyramid Fairy left. He might do that. And then, yeah, I don't think he has much left besides just going into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and Pyramid Fairy is a guaranteed sword, so you definitely don't abandon that.
Alright, Kyong checking Catfish. Don't think we've seen this yet.
Just a piece of heart, though. And Kyong making the play to go straight to desert.
Makes sense. That Catfish check, along with the flute, is actually not that bad at checking the bird. It only takes a little bit of time to run up there.
Yep, and you don't even have to mirror away to flute away. You can just flute away in the Dark World. Which zer0rush has forgotten, though.
And now he mirrors too high and gets mirror bonked. Alright, zer0rush fluting to 4. This looks like the Pyramid Fairy play.
Yep.
Surprised he's doing this before Thieves Town.
I mean, you're already kind of in the area. You don't have to come back.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have Thieves Town small key, so that might be part of the reason he's putting off Thieves Town just for a little bit. Nice strats to do some bomb dashing there. There's a couple ways to dash with the big bomb. You either take some damage and then start your dash before the bomb stops moving, or you can use the hook shot onto something and then start your dash quickly.
Yep, and in inverted, it's a little bit easier to route in Pyramid Fairy and get that sword and a single rupee, because you can just mirror over from the light world rather than having to walk all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah, that tempered sword's nice, and getting one item check out of the way is okay as well. And it's going to run up to Catfish while he's here, it looks like. Kyong now at the back of Desert up to Lanmo. Okay, he's going to pick up a magic drop here, so that should give him enough for the... Oh, I'm not sure if that'll be enough for the quick kill. Just barely, maybe.
Half magic, I think, is enough. But it's going to be close, yeah.
Alright, zer0rush finally heading into Thieves Town.
Perfectly
Kyong,
enough.
yeah. Kyong does get that one cycle and gets the green pendant. So at this point, Kyong has Eastern and Ice Palace to do, whereas zer0rush has Turtle Rock to do. And then they both have Thieves and Mire, although zer0rush a bit of the way into Thieves here. So I definitely think zer0rush has a little bit of an edge, but at the same time, it kind of depends on how long it takes him to get to Turtle Rock. It might be possible he dives... Oh no, they already dived Mire. What am I talking about?
Got a lot of value out of Mire, too.
Yeah. Okay, here's the ice play for Kyong. And zer0rush into the basement of Thieves Town. And we'll see what the maiden's cell chest, whatever you call this, blind cell. Red mail.
Red
Okay.
mail. I mean, I'm not going to say no to that.
No, for sure. Although it's not something you care about when you're already at 15 hearts.
Also true. And Kyong pulls off Icebreaker as well with no problems at all.
Yeah, so he will get his EP. Big key in here. And he'll be a little annoyed that he wasn't able to get that book from Pod earlier. Okay, so looks like not much in the back of Thieves Town, although we do still have that big chest. So kind of the last thing either of these runners wants to see is the Thieves Town big key after already clearing Thieves Town, or small key rather. We've also got the Skullwoods big chest. I don't think that was checked yet, was it?
Yep, and we also have a small key sitting up on Bumper Ledge that nobody has grabbed.
Oh, that's true.
Of course, zer0rush can't grab it yet, but where is zer0rush going? He already did Ice Palace.
Flipper checks? Is there any that he hasn't done yet?
Pretty sure he got all of them. Checking.
He didn't check.
Just checking.
He didn't check the island.
Oh yeah, we don't have really much left of the world now, other than put a rock for zer0rush, I think.
Yeah, so he'll go into Turok, he'll get that ice rod. He may choose to complete Castle Tower while he's up here. Yeah, you can't really, in inverted all dungeons, you can't just like mirror the Agate Tower, you actually have to climb your way up here.
Yeah, that's true. zer0rush is making the right play and going into TR here. After getting that ice rod, do you think he'll check more chests or just go straight to the boss and leave?
Hard to say. I think you clear most of it. You might leave a couple of the longer checks. zer0rush, though, is going to check the ether tablet. And just a map.
Yeah. We don't really need those anymore now that we've figured out where each of our crystals and pendants are.
Yeah. Alright, so zer0rush gonna route this a little differently from Kyong. Gonna start from Laser Bridge and probably just work his way backwards. Kyong, meanwhile, heading back to Eastern to get that dungeon finished off.
Yeah, this might actually work out a little bit better because then we'll be able to mirror back to this Laser Bridge entrance after getting that ice rod in the big chest. Or maybe it wasn't the big chest?
Yeah, it was in the big chest.
Okay.
No, you won't be able to mirror because you actually have to leave the dungeon and go out onto that little bridge thing in order to get to the big chest.
I thought you could just come in backwards and... Oh yeah, you're right, you have to leave.
You can check... I think you can check everything except the big chest going this way. So zer0rush might actually last locate the ice rod.
That's possible, but unlikely, I feel. Nope, yep, it's very likely.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense to route it this way, I think, but just kind of... I think he's probably going to full clear the dungeon anyway, regardless. You don't want to leave a couple items here when you're still looking for two things.
Yeah, what if the GT Big Key was just sitting in the front of TR and you left it behind, so... And you do have all 4 keys, so it's not like you're gonna risk orphaning something.
Yeah, exactly. That is hilarious. So the ether medallion was inside Turtle Rock. I didn't notice that the first time around.
Yeah, neither did I. So ether clearly not required this seed.
So I'd say zer0rush definitely has a bit of a lead here. He's just going to clean out these few last checks in TR, and then he'll have to do the big chest, I hope. And then he can just go straight to the boss. Meanwhile, Kyong has to do Thieves Town still.
Yeah, and Kyong will also have to come up the mountain to go clear Agate Tower as well, so does have one more climb left while zer0rush will be right next to Agate Tower.
Yeah. And zer0rush also has that Tempered Sword, which is going to make things just a little bit faster. Especially in Agate Tower. It's really nice to have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kyong goes and grabs that, because Tempered Sword just makes such a big difference over Master. And yeah, it's fluting to 4, so. Alright, this is that big chest play from zer0rush now.
Okay. I guess he's decided just going through the dungeon again is the fastest way to get there.
Yeah, I haven't timed it out, so I'm not 100% sure which way would be faster, but it is fairly equidistant from the back and the front, so. And nice bomb do from Kyong there to not have to worry about losing the bomb when it jumps down.
Yeah, I have no idea how that works, but Kyong obviously does.
Yeah, both castle tower checks have been done. Our mitts were up there actually, so they were quite required this seed. And zero.
Yeah. That is the ice rod for zer0rush. And yeah, so he's gonna have lost a little bit of time for his Turtle Rock routing. Whereas Kyong did the big chest first. But it's not that big a difference. Kyong, meanwhile, making his way through to the Hellway in Thieves Town. And zer0rush almost up to Trinax. Gonna have a much easier time than Kyong with that tempered sword.
Absolutely, won't have to worry about mirroring or switching over to the hammer.
Very nice fight from zer0rush. And I imagine he'll just run over and get Agahnim Tower out of the way. Oh, yeah, we have the Schoolwood's big key. Oh, that's why I didn't check it. It was on Trinax.
Oh, yes.
Kyong might check it, though. If one of the things we need is there, that could be something big for Kyong.
That it could. Though I'm not sure Kyong is going to go check the big chest of swamp when he has all 7 crystals and can go check all the chests in GT.
Well, it's not that long a check. It just has to run up and do it. We'll see.
That's true. And zer0rush stopping to check Spike Cave here.
Not going to do Agahnim Tower. Okay.
I could still run over from the old man's.
Yeah, I guess it's not really that long to get back there. When you have the hook shot and the boots, you can just spin speed right up. And zer0rush missing his stock.
And simultaneous flutes by both of our runners here. Oh, yeah. zer0rush is going to check that Skull Woods big.
Interesting. I'm surprised he's not headed right to GT.
Yeah, or Castle Tower like Kyong is headed.
Yeah, because Kyong's going to be Castle Tower, and that's going to put him right on top of the castle, and he can just go straight into GT from there.
It's
So I
just
like
10
Kyong's
arrows.
routing here. And there is nothing in that School's big chest.
And now
Alright.
it's floating back to 1. So just like that, our lead is, or our slight lead is flipped right here.
Yeah, this is a very close race now.
Yeah, because they all have the same exact dungeons completed.
Yeah. So, it's pretty much all execution at this point.
It really is. And possibly some GT routing if one runner goes right or left. And the keys that we want are over there.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to remember to ask zer0rush about that decision to go check the School's big chest, because that seems like a long way to go for one item.
And that it does.
Alright, Kyong almost up to Aga. zer0rush still in the dark rooms here. So a slight lead for Kyong. And it's time to play. How many blue balls are we going to get from Aga today?
I'm going to go with the average 3. How about you?
I'll guess 2, I guess. Well, so far it's 0. And
Aga
that
playing
was,
pretty
yeah,
nice.
perfect first phase. So we just need 2 more energy balls here.
First one's guaranteed.
Wow.
And yeah, 0 blue balls today.
Perfect Aga. That is really nice.
Meaning we are heading into GT looking for that GT big key. So you guys can put into chat where you think it is. We won't be playing the game because it could very possibly be not in GT. So
that's right. It could be Mire big key in here, and then GT big key on Vitreous or something like that.
Absolutely. And our first is just a blue cane and then 3 bombs.
Actually, GT big key could be on pedestal even.
Now we know that's a sword.
Oh yeah. So easy to forget that.
Yeah, it's a fairly new thing, and not a lot of races I've seen have had that, so.
Alright, Kyong almost up to the compass room. zer0rush just starting the GT crystal animation.
And there's a big key to Mire.
That's from Mire.
Very required. Heart. Small piece of heart. And 20 root.
And Kyong not even bothering to pick up that last small key. He's got 4 of them already. And looks like zer0rush going to be following the same route Kyong took. Which I guess is good, because he'll get that Mire big key, but he'll still be behind a little bit on Kyong.
Yeah, no left-right shenanigans today, since right side does need something, and left side could also very possibly have something. Stalfos room does come up empty though.
Alright, is zer0rush gonna go full right?
No, I think that's more just muscle memory. Oh, he's leaving. Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, if it works, it works. We haven't seen that GT big on the left side just yet.
Yeah, he's gonna lose a bit of time having to run back to the pyramid. It's not the shortest journey.
Yeah, but if that GT big is in Mire, well, that's a pretty big gamble.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, Kyong into random room now. We got a bottle, some arrows, a heart, and 5 rupees. So up to 19 hearts now.
Yep. And if you're Kyong and you don't get that big key in behind the Armos Knights, do you go tile room or do you go Mire?
I think personally I'd just go tile room and then climb GT and hope it's upstairs. Oh
You
wait,
can't without the big
no,
key.
never
Yeah.
mind, never mind. I was mixing up the two pickies. I think I would do. I don't know what I would do. That's a tough question.
All right, there's 3 bombs.
So it's either behind these ice armos or Tarum or on Vitreous. Unless there's some other weird one-offs I forgot about.
There's that small key that's sitting up on bumper ledge. That could be the Hera small or the TT small.
That is a good point. Alright, what do we got here? Silver arrows.
Powder.
Oh,
and a small piece of heart.
That's not here.
Well,
our last chance is tile room.
We got tile room yet. Oh boy.
Zero's getting a nice spooky action there. And here's tile room for Kyong. As zer0rush is into Vitreous.
Cleaning Vitreous up real good here. Real nice.
And is it here?
No. So it's powder, maybe?
Well, let's wait and see what tile room is.
20
Nothing.
rupees.
So we got powder. Oh man.
And the
This
small
is
key on
rude.
bumper ledge. That's
Powder
it.
and the small key on bumper ledge. Well, neither of those checks are fun, but the powder one is definitely faster.
And Kyong's gonna go ahead and check this first. Where is zer0rush going?
He is. Oh, he's saving and quitting. Oh, he's going back to GT.
Okay.
Right. So, okay, not that bad a time loss for zer0rush because he was able to save and quit right to the top of the castle. So that shows, you know, how much more inverted knowledge he has than I do. We still haven't found the mushroom yet. It could be on the powder to a mushroom.
Yeah, that's a very good possibility. Be the opposite of what's vanilla.
I mean, we could keep going with the Hera small key to the Thieves Town small key. I think that's where it ends, though.
Yeah, we don't really have much left in this seed.
Alright, so we got both runners just kind of retracing each other's steps here. Just want to take a moment to shout out our tracker Math Girl, doing a great job for us today.
Also, want to shout out our runners who've been doing a fantastic job with this seed. It seemed very divergent in the middle, and then pretty straightforward, and then back to divergent. So it's been a very different seed. So.
Yeah, and we got almost Plando levels of trolling here at the end with what looks to be a forced double dip with Ganon's Tower. Or else that horrible bumper ledge small key.
Oh no. At this point, if I was running the seed, I probably wouldn't even remember about that bumper ledge key.
Yeah, I imagine they have notes though. They're just not going there because it's such a horrible check.
Yeah, you got to go there in the light world. Cape, use the cape, and then mirror back.
Alright, Kyong is up to Vitreous now. zer0rush into Ice Ramos. Man, this is close.
That it is.
Wonder if Kyong goes back and checks Skullwood's big chest.
Yeah, I think Skullwood's big chest before Powder would be an okay check, because you're going to be in the Dark World anyways.
Hey, zer0rush gonna do Tar Room, because if he skips Tar Room, that might be enough to help him catch up here.
Yep, is skipping Tar Room.
Alright. So that's a good decision for Kyong, or for zer0rush rather, and Kyong is gonna go check that Skullwood's big chest. So zer0rush now.
No, just.
Oh no, he's going to the portal.
Yeah. This is close. If it's the Powder.
Oh man. This is neck and neck. Both runners now have the silvers, so that's not going to be a factor.
Oh, and Kyong's gonna go pick up that small key on bumper ledge first.
Oh, he's going to mirror into Skullwoods. Oh, and then go get that bumper ledge key.
Ah, maybe. Okay.
All right. Well, here's the powder check from Zero. Is it here? It is not in the Skullwood's big chest. Is it on the magic bat?
It's a small key.
Small key to Hera. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! And Kyong is going for that small key of that's sitting on that bumper ledge.
And Zero's going back for Tar Room. It's got to be here though. Like, this has got to be the Thieves Town small key, or it's got to be in Hera basement.
Yeah, it was one of the two. Oh boy.
All right. What key do we have up here?
It's the Thieves Town small.
Okay, so Kyong will come down. I imagine he'll check the powder first, and then head right into Thieves Town. Okay, where's your rush headed? Is he going up to Hera? Yeah. This is a really long, unfortunate check. Alright, well, this is the moment of truth. If that big key is in Hera Basement, zer0rush is going to have a lead. If that key is in Thieves Town Big Chest, it's going to be Kyong with the advantage.
Yeah, we got a 50-50 shot really here.
Right, I think they're both going to get to their respective chests pretty close to each other. Alright, zer0rush into Hera Basement, Kyong in the back of Thieves. Beginning the coffee break, but I don't think he's going to be sitting back drinking coffee for this. He needs that GT big key to be in here.
Yeah, we're gonna have very close checks here. Yeah, for chat, we did completely clear out GT and no big key there.
Alright, both runners. This is going to be almost synced. Which is
All
it?
right.
It is not Hera Basement.
It's
the
Thieves Town.
Big Chest.
Oh boy. Oh.
And that could be game over here. As zer0rush is taking a moment to look at his screen. Does he not remember the small key on Bumper Ledge?
Yeah, it may seem like it. It was quite a while ago.
Oh no, zer0rush he has completely forgotten about that small key on Bumper Ledge, and this could be game over if he doesn't remember that anytime soon. Well, zer0rush starting the climb. He's just got to do this gauntlet and then fight Ganon. So the clock is ticking for zer0rush, and he is not headed in the right direction. And this just feels terrible for zer0rush. He has no idea what he's missed.
Yeah, it's that. Did I skip something, or did I like all those thoughts are running into your head at that point? Did I mark something on my tracker, but I didn't actually get it? All of those thoughts.
Yeah, especially this late in the race. It's just it's almost 2 hours in, and you have to try to remember back on everything you've done for 2 hours. You know, what did I miss? This is really not the way we wanted to see this race end.
Yeah, especially in inverted where you check bumper ledge like 4 minutes in, unlike standard seeds where you check it like an hour and a half in or hour in.
And Kyong has made very quick work of that gauntlet. He's already up to whiz ropes.
Yep, the two most satisfying rooms in the game.
zer0rush is continuing to hover on that map screen. As Kyong climbs higher in Ganon's tower. zer0rush dips back into Thieves Town for a second. and then decides to run elsewhere.
I mean, this is the right way to go. But he's heading into swamp. Or not swamp, to woods.
Meanwhile, Kyong up to Moldorm 2 here and takes an immediate spill. Probably not going to matter at this point, though. Alright, Kyong getting Moldorm down on the second try. Not interested in anything else. He blows right by that last chest.
Just wants to go straight to Aga 2. 2 hours into a seed where a small key on a bumper ledge was your ticket out. Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to be done.
zer0rush now into the light world and looking at the light world map as Kyong is facing Aga 2. Only getting one hit off that one. And there's Aga 2 down for Kyong.
And not the friendliest of patterns.
zer0rush running over to the desert area. At this point, just rechecking things. And there is the Ganon hole on top of the castle. And some would think, if you fell in that hole, wouldn't you just go into the Hyrule Castle lobby? No. You fall into Ganon. It's one of the great mysteries of Inverted.
We had Kyong getting a really nice Ganon setup for the 1-on-1, and gets it.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Kyong on to phase 3 now. zer0rush heading back into GT.
Ganon warping a lot today, though. Not being very friendly.
And there is phase 4 for Kyong. Gets a double right off the bat, and then this should be another double, and that's it. Get your GGs in chat for Kyong. What a crazy finish to that race.
Absolutely.
This was this was quite a roller coaster. We never really knew who was ahead for sure. It seemed like, you know, each player had their advantages and disadvantages all throughout the race, but it is Kyong winning it for kinda rando retired. They are gonna move on and face Clown Parade in the conference semifinals. And I Like Big Boots is sadly eliminated.
Yeah, it really just came down to that last check, unfortunately. And we did have zer0rush forfeit as soon as Kyong finished here.
Yep. So we are going to see if either of these runners wants to join us for an interview. I see Kyong sitting there in the waiting room. So, oh, there we go. Hey, GG's Kyong. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
So, let's start off with these weird settings. So you picked inverted key sanity, all dungeons, vanilla swords. So why'd you go with that?
I chose those settings because Zero didn't want me to play swordless again. Pretty much that.
All right.
Max settings, I guess you could say, of what is possible with the restraints of the league.
Yeah. Yeah, this was definitely a crazy one. Yeah, it was a fun race to watch. It was back and forth all the way. It looked like zer0rush had the advantage when you skipped that book in pod. But luckily you got back there in time. And then, yeah, you're just finding that GT big key first. That's what it came down to. We had a moment where both you were at the Thieves Town big chest, and zer0rush was going to the Hera basement, and it was 50-50. It was going to be one of those.
Yeah, I was considering getting that bumper ledge key before the pinch Thieves Town for the first time, but I was keeping track of keys, but apparently I mistracked one. I thought I had 3 Ganon Tower keys instead of 4. So there were like 3 small keys available, 2 of them opened items, 1 did nothing. So I was like, yeah, I'll just do Thieves Town and search inside GT instead. Because Bumper Key is such a time costly location to do. And like if that was Hera basement, no way I was gonna go up the mountain and check Hera basement before GT, right? Anyway, so
Yeah. Well, so you guys are gonna move on and face Clown Parade. So how well do you know that team?
I know them fairly well, although I haven't really raced against them much. More or less, more in other modes, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do you feel you guys match up against them well?
Well, we'll see. Anything can happen, really, right?
So we are waiting for I Like Big Boots to come in here, but yeah, I don't know. Did you have any other questions for Kyong, Antisim?
Yeah. How do you think about that left side Mire?
Oh man, I was kind of suspicious about that. Those the left side Mire for a little while there. That's why I kind of pushed going into there kind of early-ish, but I wasn't expecting that much.
And we are joined by zer0rush and Relkin from Team I Like Big Boots. So you've had a bit of time to kind of dissect that. Oh, we got Ganon's Gone Wild in here, the whole team. So how did you feel about that seed, Zero?
I don't know. The seed was fine, I guess. It was pretty free in terms of what key sanity can be. Like,
Yeah.
very little double dipping. Pretty early boots. Didn't have to do anything crazy in Dark World. I think the hardest part of Dark World was probably the Lionel skip. That gets a little dicey, but that's about it.
Yeah, you both died on that at least once. Kyong, I think, took 2 deaths there, and then
Yep.
just gave up and came back later on. But yeah, so how do you guys feel? Unfortunately, now that you're eliminated, but how do you guys feel about the league in general? Did you have a good time?
I mean, I sure did. I was the one that put this team together, so I was pretty excited about it, and it sure didn't fail to deliver on this promise. I think. I know it's really funny that it turned out for me that I didn't lose a single race that I ran, and it just came down to, well, who gets luckier, and I felt like I got just the luckiest rabbit's foot for the entire team, basically. It was just kind of strange. It felt surreal almost. But of course, you know, luck can only take you so far. But kind of how rando goes. But I like the league a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I thought League was fun. I don't play a lot of settings, and so I mostly just played like not a lot of weeks. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if there's another season, I'll try to learn some more modes.
Cool. Well, congrats for at least making it as far as you did into the playoffs. A lot of really good teams now at this point are left. So yeah, been great to watch this race. I really recommend you watch it back. It was very back and forth. We couldn't tell up until that last kind of coin flip whether it was hair basement or was it going to be the Thieves Town big chest. You guys opened them almost exactly at the same time, and that's pretty much when we found out who was going to win. But yeah, I think we can start to wrap things up here. Do any of you guys have any final thoughts before we do wrap it up?
GG's Kyong. Your team is really dang good. I knew you were going to be probably our biggest roadblock this entire season.
Thanks. GG's.
Yeah, good games. Thanks for the league and commentating and restreaming all the matches. It was a lot of fun.
It sure was. So I want to thank again Math Girl for doing the tracking today, and of course my co-com Antisim. Always a pleasure. Very exciting match today, but we're going to wrap things up here. Antisim, do you want to have the last words?
Yeah, it's been a pretty back and forth seed, so I just want to say follow these runners. They did a great job. And also follow my co-com, who's always a pleasure to com with. And coming up tomorrow, we do have one more race, another Game 5, with the Titans Miss versus the Fendrana Drifters with Sailor Nep versus Jet082, which should be another great race. And after that, we'll be coming up on the next week of league races. So look forward to that. And that's all I have. That's all from me.
All right. Have a great night, everyone.